dorime, interrimo ad appare dorime, ameno, ameno, lanciremo, dorime, ameno, o mandare imperavi, ameno, dimere, matiremo, ameno. Umanare imperavi, munare, ameno, umanare imperavi, munare, ameno, ameno, dore, ameno, dore.
That's enough of that. That's all I had. That's all I had planned. That's it. Let's get back in here. What up, boats? Oh, are we ready to go? I'm actually not sure if I am. Let's go check some stuff here. Oh, I need my green screen. Oh, wow. Boom, 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 boom. How are you doing today, boats? Let's see which one we're grabbing here. I think this one? Yep, that's the one. Good, good. You? Nah, all right. It's been a long couple of days. And I'm just glad to be here instead. A lot of miscellaneous bullshit at work here and there. So, it's been nice. It's been nice to take a little bit of a break. Oh, you know what? You know what I forgot to grab? I forgot to grab a drink. And I also forgot that I'm going to be spending the first little bit of this downloading my thoughts on mouthwash here. Hang on, I need to bring those up. Because I had already discussed this with the Ruds and Jerry in our line chat. So I figured I might as well share it with y'all as well. We don't need this line here. I'll be right back. Oh.
September 21st, 1987. It's been 1 year since I first went inside that house. I have to finish what I started. What I am about to do has not been approved by the Vatican.
You know, I gots to get some of that holy water. God bless. Actually, you know what we can do? I have a whole ass playlist for this stuff now. Hush. All right. Let's see if I can hit all the points here. Because last Sunday, I decided to replay mouthwashing. Which, for those of you who were not around when I had first played it, it seemed like a lot of stuff was going over our heads. Granted, we were being fairly goofy with our voices for something that was definitely earnestly trying to be taken seriously. That's our bad. Hang on. It really was probably not the game for us to be playing on stream, but at the same time, it did make us feel a little bit stupid considering that we may have, quote unquote, missed some things, missed some of the messaging of the game. And I wasn't 100% convinced that we had missed some stuff, but I felt like it was worth another sort of playthrough, you know, just to see if we really were so dense as to miss some really crucial plot points and the general tone and interpretation of the game. So, where do I start here? It's a very sort of delicate topic to try and cover. Which game? Mouthwashing. And I'm going to be going over spoilers for Mouthwashing for the entirety of this, because we played it through all in one stream on Saturday. And hang on, let me turn this music down a little bit. I had a relatively good time with it, all things considered. I think I went into it with the wrong expectations. So I was under the impression that it was just going to be, I knew it was going to be dark, and many people said it was like depressing. I was expecting it to be I knew it was about like a crew of people recently in a spaceship crash trying to survive for months. I knew it was going to be that sort of thing. So I was expecting a game about like the depravity of mankind and what desperate things do these people do just to survive and stuff like that. I knew it was a little bit about that. But what I think didn't pick up on as quickly was that it was more about the headspace of the characters, particularly the protagonist, Jimmy, and what sort of was going on in his mind, considering the fact that the entire game, almost the entire game, is from his perspective. And turns out, you know, Jimmy's not that great of a guy. Where do I start with this? It's okay. Here's the thing. Let me rewind a little bit. So, we had a little bit of a post-game discussion after it ended, because from our perspective, it ended a bit too abruptly. We didn't really get a sense of what the themes of the game are or what point the game was trying to make. Then it was brought to our attention that a key core component of the game, some would say the main component of the game, was the reveal that the only female crew member on the ship, Anya, was sexually assaulted by the protagonist, Jimmy. That was constantly touted as like the main point of the game, and the fact that it was evidently, I can't make any judgments on this, a very real portrayal of a sexual assault victim and how they react and process that trauma. And it was also meant to be a critique on how these sorts of things that happen can often be intentionally ignored by people when these victims try to reach out for help. So that was what was described to us as being the main point of the game. The Ruds and I and Jerry were not 100% convinced. We were conflicted, because if that were the case, were we just so stupid that we didn't recognize that was even a thing? Like, it was even a little bit up in the air for us whether or not Anya was sexually assaulted, given our playthrough of it. Again, that might be a little bit on us, because we were using silly voices for this very serious game. A little bit, maybe. It was difficult for me to judge, just from a first playthrough. So, I decided over that same weekend to run through it again by myself, to see if we really were that stupid and we missed like the crucial point of the game. Pomo says, and that we missed it entirely and did not feel like the point of the game. So, here's my take. I played through it again. I was really trying to take everything in the game seriously, pore over every single detail, try to find every single little speck of like optional dialogue, really try and get into the heads of each of the characters to see what they're all about. My takeaway. Okay. The game's pretty good. I actually really enjoyed the game a lot. It explores a lot of really interesting themes that you don't see explored a lot in some games, and it does it in a pretty nuanced and engaging way. However, the game is absolutely not, in my opinion, exclusively about exploring the nature of trauma, specifically from sexual abuse, and how it not only manifests in the victim, but also how it is handled by people that they reach out to for help. That, I believe, is a component that is explored a little bit. In my experience of going through it again and really trying to pay attention to particularly Anya's lines, and she doesn't have a lot, there are maybe 2 to 4 lines of dialogue that Anya says that will really clue the player in as to what actually happened to her. The rest of the dialogue, she seems fairly normal, like what you would expect from just like a character on a ship. And also there are points where she sort of, praises the protagonist, Jimmy, saying, "Oh, thank you so much for helping out. You're so capable," and blah, blah, blah. I do believe that... Oh my god, this music. No, we need some levity anyway, because this is some serious stuff. I do believe that Anya was indeed sexually assaulted by the protagonist, Jimmy. However, I do think that it is understandable for somebody to play through this game and not pick up on that, and instead maybe interprets Anya and Jimmy's relationship as a sort of irresponsible fling that they got up to, and then, oops, she suddenly became pregnant. And I will explain this as I go through the plot, because, in my opinion, the game is not about exploring trauma from sexual abuse or anything like that. The game is a story about a narcissistic piece of shit named Jimmy, the protagonist, who seems psychopathically incapable of taking responsibility for anything that he does. And that's the main crux of the story, is taking responsibility. So Jimmy is a kind of character who craves like power. He likes the prestige of authority, and he wants to be revered. He wants people to just like respect him unconditionally. At the same time, though, this dude is extremely, and I'm reading off my notes here because I typed up a whole ass list of notes that I sent off to the Ruds. He's extremely immature, oftentimes irrational, and just absolutely narcissistic. So he avoids taking personal responsibility for all of his actions, which results in him constantly fucking over the rest of the crew, just like one by one, killing them. So this sort of avoidance of responsibility, while sort of insisting on having authority over people, results in a lot of things. It results in him, the inciting incident, attempting to crash the ship to avoid the responsibility, I believe, of parenthood. I think the thing that really sets him over the edge was not him potentially being caught sexually assaulting Anya. It seems like he didn't even care about that, which is fucked up, right? It's a fucked up character trait for him to have. But everything about that whole part of the plot seemed to be centered around him being terrified of being a father in some way. So if you were to play through the game again, there are a lot of ways that this sort of manifests and gets foreshadowed, particularly whenever the little mascot Polly the horse is involved. So in the very first opening moments of the game, when you're playing as Jimmy and you're intentionally setting up the aircraft or the spaceship to crash, you then start to go through like some a little bit of like a trippy hallucination thing where you're running through the ship, and every now and then you're being stalked by this little poly thing, this little poly horse that slowly starts to become more and more like deformed and freaky. And every time you turn to look at it, you hear the screeching of a baby mixed with like, you know, just the general fuck upness of like the horse. It's clearly showing that like he's scared of this potential child that is currently sitting within Anya. Hello. Yeah, I mean, I do agree that Anya's plot isn't like the core point of the story, but it is a larger part of it towards the end, especially with all the sexual imagery. I'm gonna get to that as well. I don't think. Okay, let's see here. I'll get to that. It is definitely a core part of the story. It's like the inciting incident, right? But I think it's a bit reductionist to claim that it's like the entire part of the story. And I've done, after I've played through the game, and I'm not saying you're claiming that either, Roka, but after I've played through the game a second time and then finally delved into like the subreddits, the fandom, and the analysis essays, it really does seem like a lot of people are trying to insist that the game is solely about that. And that's the kind of thing that I maybe have a little bit of issue with. But anyways, so horse stuff, he tries to crash the plane, or he tries to crash the aircrafts because of that. But this also manifests in other ways. So once Curly's kind of out of the picture, Jimmy tries to take on that role of captain, right? So he's finally in this position that he's always wanted to be in. However, anytime something goes wrong or anytime he tries to fix something and it fucks somebody over, he never really takes responsibility for his actions. So, you know, he uses very valuable disinfectant isopropyl alcohol to drug Swansea to be able to get into utility, and then he sends Daisuke up the vent. None of these things he really like takes the blame for, if that makes sense. So he causes critical injuries to Daisuke. He uses valuable resources to fuck over Swansea. What else do I have here? Him perceiving Swansea as the problem after killing him after his actions. And him perceiving Swansea as a problem and killing him after his actions regarding the above are revealed. So Swansea eventually becomes wise to what, you know, Jimmy has sort of done. He kind of, well, first of all, he's aware of what he's done to Anya. There is a scene, one of the other scenes where like you can, once you know what's going on, you can get a sense of like, oh, she's telling other people now. So she has like a one-on-one with Swansea. Swansea gets wise to the kind of person Jimmy is, and then basically after Daisuke's death, he kind of goes ape shit and tries to kill Jimmy, which Jimmy sort of perceives as kind of like, oh, this is the problem now. I'm gonna fix this. Where am I going with this? After everyone is dead and Jimmy is alone to reckon with the wake of destruction that he's left due to his actions, he's finally faced with the realization of his critical flaw, avoiding responsibility, and I'm guessing this breaks his brain a little bit. So this is judgment. So we keep going back and forth between pre-crash and post-crash. Jimmy's fucking everything up in the post-crash and not owning up to any of the things that he's done. And then once it reaches judgment, around the point where he's sitting everyone down at the table, and Jimmy's there, and he's cutting off his leg and stuff, this is where we start to get to like the little hallucination-y bits. And this, I believe, is a sort of... I have less of a problem with these trippy bits now. At first, they seemed really arbitrary and like kind of filler in a game that was a lot more narrative focused. But now I kind of appreciate them as a sort of representation of what Jimmy is sort of reckoning with now that he's the only person kind of effectively alive on the ship. So it does start with you walking around in those vents, and you had to like stare at the light and move through the vents and keep moving backwards and stuff. There are a lot of motifs regarding Daisuke in this part of the game. So this is basically his thoughts on how the whole thing with Daisuke sort of went down. So you'll see some like gravestones, some flowers. You'll see like the video games that he was keeping around his little bunk area. And you do actually see Daisuke sort of like walking away and sort of, you know, running away from Jimmy and stuff like that. So the imagery is clearly trying to invoke what Daisuke might have been going through with regards to going up in that vent, because the whole mechanic of that is you sort of facing the lights, and if you ever try to look away from it, you're kind of like trying to avoid accepting the responsibility that climbing through those vents was basically the main reason that Daisuke died. So if you try to look away from that, you eventually get like overwhelmed by some like mysterious monster thing, and then you go back to start. Like, so it's forcing you to like reckon with like to see the light and that sort of thing. Kind of on the nose, but that's sort of like Daisuke's chapter. Then you go to Swansea stuff, which is all the stuff in the graveyard. He's sort of chasing you down. This is kind of how I sort of see not only him trying to rationalize that Swansea is aggressor and this is being done in self-defense, but also he's still being confronted with the deaths that he was basically directly responsible for. So you can walk around in the graveyard and see like memorials for Daisuke. That was the only one that I think I was able to find, but you can probably find others in the crew members there. And if not, I mean, the fact that it takes place in a graveyard is pretty indicative enough. But the key part is that Swansea's chasing you around with the axe. He's absolutely like the aggressor in this sort of scenario in Jimmy's head. And then once you shoot him enough times, hello, Diesel. We're going over my second playthrough of Mouthwash real quick, and I did not prepare for it at all, so I'm kind of rambling all over the place. But that section of the trippy stuff is absolutely all focused on Daisuke specifically. So he finds a way to justify killing Daisuke as being a way to sort of solve a problem. Like, Daisuke is probably the cause of everything that's going wrong. So if I just get rid of him, everything will be all right. Now, things get a little bit weirder after Daisuke, a lot more abstract. And we get to the part that I had the most issues with, which was the leg feeding scene, the auto-cannibalism stuff. At first, I was under the assumption that, so once you go through Swansea stuff, the game glitches out again, and you kind of spawn in what looks like the inside of a body, like an organ. When I was first remembering this scene, I made the assumption that, oh, we're finally getting into some Anya stuff. This is like a metaphor for like being birthed or something, and it's trying to say something here, and I couldn't tell what it was. I don't think that's the case anymore. This is all Curly's section. I still don't think this has anything to do with Anya yet. That's being saved for the end. Curly, so because basically you're in these little organ things and you kind of walk out this hole or whatever. I think even the boys and I thought this was like some like birthing metaphor when we were like going through this fleshy hallway and then coming out of an opening. But when you look back at what you come out of, it's very clearly like not an effigy, but like a representation of Curly. You're walking out of his mouth, essentially. This has more to do with just the how to really sort of describe it, but like the only way that you really interact with Curly throughout this game is by just putting things in his mouth. Painkillers, food, all that kind of stuff. So this was more about Jimmy's interactions with Curly in that sort of state, you know? It's like there is a point where, first of all, in the first half of the game, not the first half, but like whenever Jimmy interacts with Curly in his like vegetative state, you can clearly tell that he resents Curly to the point where there are moments where like you're feeding him his painkillers, the screen goes black, and it sounds like he's literally like shoving those things maliciously down his throat to the point where he's causing a lot more pain than he needs to get those painkillers down. Like, Jimmy hates this guy. But then at the dinner table, something clicks in Jimmy's brain that he's been sort of pushing the consequences of all his actions on everyone else but himself. And the only other person who is, I guess, technically alive is Curly here. So in a moment of like self-realization and maybe questionable lucidity, he decides to try and save Curly by putting him in the cryo chamber and taking responsibility by killing himself off this ship. So he saves Curly and then he kills himself. I would argue that that is all still extremely narcissistically motivated, because in my opinion, taking responsibility would be keeping yourself alive to reckon with and potentially face judgment for the things that you were responsible for, and killing yourself under these circumstances, given all that you have done, is more like the easy way out for this guy. That's my opinion. And I think that's kind of what the game was trying to go for as well. Like this really melancholic, tragic, like even in the end, he couldn't face responsibility. Like he refused to acknowledge it, sort of thing. So the stuff with Curly is, I think, viewed more in like a sort of sympathetic light. It's like, I gotta like, at least this person I gotta save or whatever. Like he's very like personally, and I would argue maybe like selfishly motivated to save Curly to make himself feel better. And the only way that he could think to do that was to like feed him his own leg or whatever. It's still kind of a little bit fucked up, but like all of the imagery surrounding that sort of scene is involving with sort of like, I don't know how to describe it, but just like mouth stuff, right? You walk out of his mouth from like a fleshy tube thing, and then you find a way to like feed him a piece of his own meat through that little puzzle. Did I? No, I don't think so. Hang on. Hello. I'm still hearing stuff. Never mind. Okay. So there's all that. You finish the Curly feeding scene, and then now we get to the Anya stuff, which has very explicit symbolism with regards to I wouldn't even call it sexual imagery, though, is the thing. You have that little like giant uterus thing in the vent, and you're looking for a baby using an ultrasound scanner. This all to me still seems like a sort of manifestation of his anxieties and his fear of like the child itself. I don't see really any sort of symbolism regarding like his regret over what he did to Anya, which again, I think is, to me, seems intentional. To me, it seems like he cares more about the consequences of his actions than guilt about the thing that he actually did, right? So that baby is like a manifestation of his consequences. It's going to be a physical representation of who he actually is as a person. And that's what freaks him out more so than, I think, facing consequences for what he did to Anya. Because it seemed like throughout the game, everybody that Anya told kinda, they didn't necessarily give Jimmy a pass, but they didn't do anything about it. And that seems to be fine with Jimmy. It isn't until Anya tells Jimmy that she's pregnant, like literally the moment she tells him that she's pregnant, that he goes off to the cockpit and starts planning how to get out of this. So to me, it seems like he's much more terrified of the concept of a child than it is him being punished for his actions. That's how I kind of read it. Because you're looking around this little uterus thing. The thing that you're finding in the x-ray is like some fucked up little horse thing, which the horse thing. That was I was, after the second playthrough, that was 100% a joke. That part that Jerry read where during the psych evals, Anya was saying, oh, I don't really want to, do a psych eval on Jimmy. He'll just make me write weird things like I find myself sexually attracted to horses and shit. There are some people who apparently think that that's actually a crucial part of Jimmy's character and plays a role in like the symbolism of like all the horses that he's scared of and all of the horses in Anya's little mental segment. I absolutely do not believe that is the case. I think that's just an early foreshadowing sign that from the beginning, Jimmy was not assaulting, but at the very least at that point, sexually harassing Anya. That was absolutely just like a power play to make the woman of the ship feel uncomfortable. Like, that's kind of how I read it. Hang on, let me read some things here. Also, looking at it again, I do kind of think that the main concept theme is more along the lines of an analysis of people like Jimmy and how they will always try to be the hero in their own eyes and shove off the actual taking of responsibility. Yes, I think that is the absolute, like the core theme of it. You are playing as a narcissist who thinks they're the hero and wants power, but makes every single wrong decision and doesn't take responsibility for it. In the end, he finally fixes the final problem by killing himself, claiming he's taking responsibility for his actions, but in fact, he's taking the ultimate choice to run away from the problems he's caused for. Exactly. That's what I think, like this, and that to me is a lot more compelling than what we were talking about last weekend, where it seemed to be centrally focused on the sexual assault of Anya and how the other characters react to it. Again, I think that is a very critical component of it, and the cause of like the inciting incident. But I honestly feel like the game is a lot more than just that. And if it were like solely constructed around like what happens with Anya and how people react to it, then at that point I would argue that the game did a poor job, because again, there's only like 3, maybe 4 lines that really kind of allude to what happened with Anya. And they're kind of easy to miss, honestly. So if the entire game was about that, and I was also reading a lot of comments and watching a lot of YouTube analysis videos and reading a lot of Reddit comments where a vast majority of people said, oh shit, I didn't even realize that was what happened to Anya. Like that totally flew over my head. And some people were making the argument of like, yeah, that's kind of how it happens sometimes. Like this is how victims of this sort of abuse sort of behave, and this is how it manifests, and this is how it can kind of fly under the radar. And I think that's a very profound point to make. Now, I do take issue not with stuff that happens in the game, but with how that another thing that I sort of determined during my research after playing the game a second time is that the fan base for this game, like people who talk about it regularly and discuss it and really, really, really love this game. Oh, a lot of them, not all of them, a lot of them seem like they would be really exhausting people to be around. I've seen things where I've seen comments where some people would say, man, I really look at my friends differently because like all of them sort of didn't realize what was actually happening to Anya, even though it was so obvious. And some of them were even thinking that it was just like a consensual thing between Jimmy and Anya, and a mistake was made and she got pregnant. And I want to reiterate, after my second replay and really paying attention to things, I do believe that what happened with Anya was non-consensual. However, I would not hold it against somebody to walk away from the game thinking that it was just like a consensual, casual, honest mistake sort of thing. I think even if you were to read it like that, the core themes of the game would still hold up. You would be missing a pretty critical component of it, but the core themes of the game would still hold up and it would still feel cohesive. Now, where I sort of draw the line is when in that same comment that person said like, now I don't think I can trust like my friends. I look at them differently. I see them like, I'm paraphrasing at this point. It's like, I see them as like bad people. If I went through something like this, I probably wouldn't go to them for help. And that's where I kind of call bullshit, because this game, if you were to go through the game on your own and you completely miss all of the cues for Anya and you just think, oops, like casual mistake, she got pregnant and now this guy's trying to run away from being a parent. That's fine. But what's even cooler is if that same person goes to like a discussion thread to talk about the game and they discover what actually happens to Anya and they learn through that discussion how this sort of stuff can sometimes play out and how sometimes these things can be difficult to see. Now they're a better person for it. The stakes for making that kind of mistake for accidentally misinterpreting something like this as more casual, nothing to do with sexual abuse or anything like that. The stakes of making that mistake in this context for this game are so low, and it's such an excellent educational opportunity for these people to learn about something that's this sensitive, so they don't have to figure it out for the first time on the chance that, God forbid, if this happens to someone they know, and then they start, saying the wrong things, asking the wrong questions, providing the wrong kind of support. If they were to experience this game and make those mistakes in this game, and then learn through discussions that like, oh shit, I was completely blindsided by this. I feel like such a fool. It's fine to feel stupid if you didn't see this stuff. Hell, we didn't see it, or like we were flirting with the idea, but as the game progressed, I feel like I was more and more convinced that it was maybe just like a consensual thing, because the game didn't focus on that being the core part of Jimmy's trauma, who we see the perspective of for the majority of the game. So we were kind of honestly misled, but intentionally, to think it didn't have anything to do with any sort of like sexual abuse. So I think it's extremely unfair and a little bit worrying that people are actually like judging others for not catching it, because you go through a lot of comments in any sort of mouthwashing analysis video, and you'll see a bunch of people talking about the fact that it's like, oh, wow, like so many people seem to have missed this really obvious thing. So many Let's Players that I've watched didn't realize what was happening to Anya. I saw it immediately, but like so many of my friends, so many other people, so many people I see on YouTube miss this core plot development. And again, there are a couple of lines that are very explicit in asking, like one of the ones that I think about is when Anya asks Curly in like the screen room, why do you think they have locks on the captain's chambers and the medical bay, but not in the sleeping quarters? A red light should kind of be popping off in a lot of people's heads when she says something like that. Like basically asking, why are you asking something like that? Like what's going on? But that's like one line out of like maybe two or three that very explicitly reference, not even explicitly, it alludes to being sexually assaulted by Jimmy. Where was I going? So my point is that to me, it seems like the developers were trying to accurately represent how a victim of this trauma might try to open up about it to another person, and the struggles that they might face if they're not taken seriously about it. They're trying to make the point that this kind of stuff can happen behind the scenes, and even the people who are told about it don't necessarily take it seriously or don't accept that that's actually what happened. And it simulates that perfectly, I think, in the player if they don't realize that that's what Anya was trying to convey, and then somebody else on the internet maybe has to tell them that. I don't think that that's much of a problem, again, because the core theme of the game is not about that sexual assault. It's about avoiding responsibility and being revealed that you're playing as a piece of shit narcissist who wants to grab all the power but have none of the responsibility for it. So now this becomes like a very cool sort of lesson learned by the player if they go out and seek more information about this game. I do not believe that makes them a bad person for not picking up on it on the first playthrough, and nobody should be judged for not picking up on that when they first go through it. I'm late and I'm sad I missed all this. It's fine. You can just watch the VOD. I was very incoherent when I first started because I was trying to recall all of the stuff that I had sort of written down and talked about with the Ruds. So I'm a bit more on the ball now, even though I'm still a bit all over the place. I think that's the point. He's more concerned about having to deal with this child that will come now. He doesn't give a shit about Anya. I agree. He doesn't give a shit about Anya at all. And that, hang on, let me read you other stuff. Yeah, I would say I tend to agree with you. I kind of think that they understand it in the maybe on purpose because it wasn't the core plot of the game. But if it's something you pick up on, the story does get more. Yes, no, I agree, absolutely. Which is why I'm saying, like, I don't think if somebody were to play through this game and think that the stuff between Anya and Jimmy was just a casual mistake, and that's the whole thing that happens, and then they don't think about it anymore, they don't look up anything online, they finish the game, close the book, that's it. I would say that they definitely missed out on a pretty key component of the game, but they hopefully comprehended about like 90% of the story and its core themes. And then that extra little 10%, if somebody also believes that the Jimmy Anya stuff was consensual, and then they go online, they look at some analysis, and they're like, oh shit, I didn't even realize it. And that's maybe kind of the point, was that I didn't realize it. Wow, that's fucked up. I'm going to be more aware of this in my everyday life. That's awesome. That's a really cool thing that the game did for this player, for this person. And they should not be like demonized for not seeing it, because the point that I think the game was trying to make is that this stuff is really fucking hard to see, especially if like you're not in this kind of world at all, right? Like you don't know anybody who's experienced this. You've never like, you're only, I'm going to try and be as like non-explicit as possible. Like your only like exposure to acts like this are like the most cartoonishly evil, fucked up, violent stuff. But when it's like real, when it happens to real people, sometimes it's not always the flashiest thing in the world, and it can be really hard to think about and confront, you know? And I think that's a really cool point that the game has sort of made there. So I wish the discourse that I have been seeing online regarding this stuff specifically was a bit more respectful for people who didn't get it. Like this is a great sort of like grounds for like an educational, like teachable moment, and people should be allowed to make mistakes about that kind of stuff. I would also make the argument that maybe not all these people saying it's obvious realized it on their own to begin with. I know I didn't at first. Once someone mentioned it, now I can. Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Sobbing, it's been busy at work. I didn't see you went live.
Hey, no worries, man. You are by no means obligated to be around here, despite the fact that I love it when you're here. Yeah, and there are actually quite a few people in the fandom that I was seeing as well who basically decided to play the game after learning what it was about, right? So they went into it knowing that this kind of stuff happens, and they wanted to see how a game's like sort of handles this, and I'm sure they were thrilled to discover that it was handled, in my opinion, very respectfully and very realistically. So one of the things that I was trying to avoid in the post-game discussion that Saturday was trying to attribute everything in the game to a really narrow sounding theme. You know, it seems like there was a lot of talk about like trying to piece together every little part of the game to the big, you know, I guess you would call it twist or the inciting incident of the game. And a lot of that stuff wasn't really clicking with me. It didn't seem plausible, because you can really, if you wanted to, assign a reading, like arbitrarily pick a theme and then assign meaning to that theme based on like tiny little details in the game, and then just present it all on a plate and be like, see, the whole game's about this. You can do that with literally like any sort of theme. So I wanted to, without biasing myself at all with any other people's opinions or interpretations, I didn't look at any analysis videos, didn't look at anything in the fandoms or anything like that. I wanted to see if I could determine what the point of this game was, what the theme of this game was. I did go into it a little bit biased, because I was like, is this really all about this sexual assault and everyone ignoring it? I would argue no. It's a very big part of it. It's a good chunky, like 10% chunk of it. But the game is about a lot more than that. It honestly kind of disappoints me that literally I see very little discourse about like Swansea's character in particular. Like his ending monologue before he dies is some really dark, tragic stuff. But it's also still really poignant because he makes the point of just like, you know, he's a former alcoholic, and he talks about how difficult it was being sober that entire time, taking care of family, taking care of kids, taking responsibility for his life and the people in it. And he basically just like kind of hard on his sleeve in his last moments admitted it was like, it sucked. Like when I was blackout drunk and just like being absolutely belligerent and not caring about anything, he literally says those were the best years of my life. That's on the surface pretty fucked up thing to say and really like tragic to think about. But he's also alluding to the fact that like, I did it because it was the right thing to do. I got sober. I took care of my family. I was like a responsible person, took care of the people around me, and it sucked and it was hard. But it's what I had to do. This still ties into this whole idea of taking responsibility for the kind of person that you are. He was trying to get through to Jimmy in his last moments while he was tied to the chair, like, take responsibility for your shit. And Jimmy just wasn't having it. So, am I dropping frames? Not according to OBS. I haven't dropped a single frame yet. It might be your internet connection. Hang on, let me think. Yeah. And to that point, I see if there's so many people that seem to be missing it, then maybe it's not a reflection on the people experiencing it, but on the devs for not making it obvious. That was the other point here. So it's either the devs really wanted to try and make this a realistic portrayal of this trauma, or, and this is the thing that apparently seems controversial to say to people who really, really love this game, maybe it just wasn't conveyed very clearly. You know, you get a lot of mixed messages from Anya, particularly early on, where she's like saying things like, oh, you're so capable, Jimmy. Oh, can you help me out? And she's honestly kind of cordial to the point where like you could be forgiven for thinking that they just had a good relationship before kind of things went to shit and like tensions started to rise. You also have things like, there's like a reckoning moment where Jimmy's walking through space and he confronts Curly sitting on a chair and he's like on fire or something. And he's talking with like this manifestation of Curly. And he was saying like, it was an accident. I made a mistake. I'm trying to fix it. And that kind of language sounds a lot more like, oops, we didn't use protection than like this horrific thing. He did this horrific thing to this girl. And that could honestly, it could be because we're still experiencing this game through the lens of Jimmy. We're only getting his like perspective. Maybe he does only view it as a mistake and that's kind of fucked up. However, all of these mixed signals do make it kind of difficult, seemingly intentionally, to pick up on what's happening with Anya. And if the developers wanted it to be like crystal clear that this is what Jimmy did, this is what happened with Anya, like they wanted to make that explicitly clear to the point where everyone would get it, then it's kind of a failure on their part, right? Because a lot of YouTubers didn't catch up on it, or didn't catch on it. A lot of people who played it didn't catch it the first time. Like, maybe it just wasn't portrayed properly, or maybe the devs accomplished what they were trying to do. I don't know. I didn't make the game. I don't know what those sort of design decisions were like, but at the end of the day, I don't think anybody should be ridiculed or shamed for not seeing it the first time around. And I did see that occasionally in a lot of like comment sections, like, oh wow, people, I mean, it's a very impactful moment and you don't see a lot of moments like this portrayed in games this tastefully, but like, you don't automatically assume that somebody is a bad person because they didn't see it, you know? I don't know. Let's see, what else am I missing here? Looking excellent today, my dude. I'd if anyone told you today. That's right, I finally got ordained, so I figured I would spend it online getting up to debauchery. By the way, if this stream goes long enough today, we might catch Monster Hunter Wild release. When is that? Is that releasing at like midnight Eastern time? Because if so, maybe. I'll probably be doing like the character creation and tutorial stuff off stream though. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I haven't decided. I certainly won't be doing it on Friday because I'm sure the boys will want to just like jump right into it on Friday. So let me see if I missed any other thoughts here. Yeah, so I completely stopped at Anya stuff. So you do the whole like ultrasound thing, looking through this clear like just uterus thing, and then out comes this like horse centipede demon. Again, anytime Polly shows up, it really does seem like it's a manifestation of Jimmy's fear and anxiety of that child. So this horse centipede thing is this giant, monstrous thing that he's constantly trying to avoid. That horse is screeching like a goddamn baby all throughout those vents. It's very, very clearly, explicitly meant to represent a baby and the child that he's so terrified of. However, again, throughout that entire sequence, I don't really see that much allusions to the sexual assault that resulted in that child. So that's kind of just like my takeaway there. Yeah, so the I would say the two really critical lines of dialogue from Anya that allude to the stuff between her and Jimmy being sexual assault. And again, I do believe it really boils down to maybe like 2-ish pieces of dialogue. Was the one where she asks about like why these doors have locks and the living quarters don't. And also in the scene where she does reveal to Curly that she's pregnant, this was at the same time when Curly was trying to find out wherever Anya hid the gun. And Anya says, let me see if I wrote it down here. She says something along the lines of like, I know you won't let me have it to defend myself, but at least he won't be able to have it now. That seems pretty clear. However, you could also make the point because she tried to hide the gun after she told Jimmy that she was pregnant. You could interpret it as she knows exactly the kind of person that Jimmy is. He's going to try to avoid taking responsibility by any means necessary, even if it means killing the problem, killing me. So either I need this gun to protect myself from this guy who might kill me to avoid responsibility, or I just need to make sure that he doesn't have it and just, again, kills me to avoid taking responsibility. You could read it as, Jimmy might use it to do this to me again or something like that. It really will allude to his character and what he's sort of capable of. But you could be forgiven for not necessarily connecting that to like the sexual assault, even as Anya is explicitly talking about her pregnancy and then starts talking about the gun afterwards. I think that connection is pretty clear, especially if you know the context at that point. But if you don't know the context at that point, I'd say it might be a coin toss as to whether or not you connect those dots, honestly. Have you seen the big teaser today? No, I'll just play it tomorrow, man. I don't need no more tease. I'd be interested to see an interview with the devs, but I also fear it would make people angry that their interpretation. Yes, I do believe that the devs are probably. If I were the devs, I would intentionally stay quiet about this, because if it was anything other than the thing that this fandom is absolutely obsesses over, and you can go to the subreddit, you can watch a bunch of YouTube videos. The fandom for this game seems pretty feral and very defensive about this game. And it's, yeah, I don't know what to think about it. It does not allow for a lot of like dissenting opinions. So if it is actually the case that my take on this game is what the developers intended, I don't think the developers would ever actually sort of reveal that, because that does not seem like the prevailing opinion on a lot of the interpretations and fan theories that I sort of see. Another thing that is I find kind of odd I'm not going to shame anyone or cast any sort of judgments, but I am going to give my opinion about something. And some people might know where I'm already going with this, but I do find it weird that there's like this. I understand that Anya is a very popular and beloved character. In a lot of pieces of media that I've consumed that deal with a lot of dark and tragic themes, particularly dark and tragic themes that happen to specific characters, I don't really want merchandise of that, you know? Like, I'm not going to get into spoilers, but there are some very impactful and fucked up moments in the manga Goodnight Punpun. Particularly near the end, like the last 2 volumes. And I've seen, and I love that series. It's a really powerful series. I've read through it twice. Good stuff. But I've seen people cosplaying certain like scenes near the end of like Punpun. And it's like couples costumes, like, oh, this is cute. Like, oh, we love this series so much. Look at this. And it's a costume that sort of takes place in like the final few chapters of the manga. Stuff that really like shakes you to your core. You know exactly what I'm talking about, Diesel. I'm talking like Eiko and Punpun stuff near the ends of the manga. And I'm looking at that, I'm like, this is really well done, but this feels fucked up. Like, this feels gross because I know what happens in the story when the characters look like this, and it's like the most uncomfortable, heart-wrenching shit you can possibly think of. And I just like, as a fan of that sort of series, I can't fathom like, glorifying sounds dramatic because I don't think it's glorifying it, but like just wanting to recreate that, you know? Well, I think people do understand some of the source when they're cosplaying. I think like I'm trying to tie this all back to this little cute, adorable little Anya plushie here. It is kind of weird that it's like this is the only character that they decided to plushify, but also weirdly she has like these pills that she can hold on to, which is what she used to kill herself in the story after she was like sexually abused and pregnant. This it seems weird to me, you know? Obviously there's a market for it. I'm not really going to judge people for owning it or wanting to have it, because I think it seems to me that different fans express their love for an IP in different ways. This is like the polar opposite of how I would love to like show my sort of love for this series, like displaying a little cute little plushie of this character who went through such like a tragic thing while holding on to what she decided to use to kill herself. That feels weird to me. And I also do see I saw a lot of posts on Reddit, and also see a lot of people complaining about it, which is kind of feels vindicating, but a lot of fan art, just sexualizing Anya, like just giving her like some pinup sort of drawings as like fan art and stuff like that. Again, I'm not going to judge someone or say that they're expressing their love for an IP wrong or they're doing a bad thing. But I do think that I am justified in saying, ew, I don't like that. Like, I don't like that. I don't want to see that. I don't think this doesn't represent how I love this IP. And I wouldn't necessarily say that I love Mouthwashing. I think it's a very good game, and I think it was a very worthwhile game to play. But I personally can't get into the headspace of somebody who plays this game and goes like, wow, this is one of my favorite games of all time. I need to draw Anya in a sexy dress, you know? Like, they love the character so much that they want to, like, draw her like that. I don't get it. I don't like it. You can do it. I just won't like it. You do you. That's just a little aside that I had for that. I guess closing thoughts. I wish that I had maybe trusted my initial instincts. When I first saw this game and heard about the fact that it's like a bummer and it's a really dark game and it's relatively short and can be finished in like one playthrough, my initial thought was to save it for a solo stream. It didn't seem like a game that would really play well with the goofiness of the Ruds and Jerry and I. And I think I was a little bit correct in that assumption, and I maybe wish I had trusted my gut on that a little bit more. I do think that our first impression of this game was cheapened by the fact that we were kind of incapable of taking it seriously for maybe like the first half to the first like 3/4 of it. I don't think we gave this game a fair shake just due to the nature of how we kind of interact as people. So yeah, I did end up, playing this again and enjoying it quite a bit and respecting it for what it is. I don't think it's like a masterpiece of a game, but it is very unique and definitely worth playing, and it's something that I will probably be referencing or bringing up relatively frequently when it comes to storytelling stuff, which I think is a huge deal. Can't wait for the Harry Dubois action figure with 2 handles of vodka accessories. See, that I don't have a problem with, because Harry is, yes, he has a very tragic backstory and very sad, terrible things that happen to him, but a lot of Disco Elysium is played for laughs, there are moments there where explicitly Harry's meant to look like a fucking idiot or do something really stupid or fumble his way into success like Mr. Magoo style. So for some reason that I don't have as much of a problem with as like this. Like if somebody were to walk into your place and see this thing and just be like, "Oh, this is such a cute little character. What's she from?" And he's like, "Oh, it's from Mouthwashing." It's like, "Oh, what's it about?" And then you have to like describe and potentially I would probably try to avoid talking about the specifics of this character in particular when describing Mouthwashing, so that it doesn't look weird that I have this adorable little plushie of a sexual assault victim holding the pills that she's about to use to kill herself. That feels weird to me. You didn't know, the crew didn't know. The game does present itself as gory, silly, and part. Like, yeah, I do think that the art style for this game was a little. It primed us the wrong way, where I was just hoping for like a fucked up gore fest of like, let's see the darkest depravities of humanity as these people slowly go insane on a ship. I was expecting like some Dead Space levels of just like cheap violence and gore sort of thing. I did not expect it to tackle some legitimately heavy topics that are very difficult to be silly around, I did make a comment about being a good one to play with the boys so you could voice the different, and looking back, I do retract my statement. Yeah, but it is what it is. We stayed on brand, I think, for how we normally go about streams. It's just this game in particular probably wasn't on brand for us to normally play, if that makes sense. Because we're capable of taking serious games seriously. Like, we were all locked in on Devotion, which is a very no nonsense, no fun no funny business sort of game. And we were able to take that very, very seriously. But I think the overall art style for this game and the goofy looking characters, like, say what you want about Swansea, this is a goofy looking motherfucker. It was practically begging for us to crack jokes about. I'd honestly be curious to know why they decided to go with this style of art rather than something a bit more. I mean, as much as I'm not like the biggest proponent of photorealism, I think that an art style like that maybe would have better set the tone for the themes that this game was attempting to explore, you know, or even something just less stylized. Because we can even take games like any of the Silent Hill trilogy seriously with the heavy topics that it's exploring, and it doesn't look photorealistic, but it doesn't look like, you know, a pregnant thumb, you know. So we were probably, you know, misdirected a little bit, and you know what? Maybe that could be intentional. Maybe that was how it was planning to like blindside you with the themes that it was exploring, or maybe this is just the art style that the developers are good at, and that's why they picked it. Because you'll see a lot of other reused assets for their other game, How Fish Is Made. They literally use Curly's model in this trailer. Here's the same sort of walking through. Here's that same cake. And then, yeah, here's the same grates and things. Eventually you'll see like you're going inside like Curly's mouth and stuff. Like maybe this is just what they had to work with and they decided to make a game around that. Yeah, I can't tell how motivated or unmotivated the actual art style decision sort of was for this game. Yeah, this is a rough one and definitely in poor taste to sell. Yeah, I think it's in poor taste to sell, but there was even an announcement post on Reddit regarding this plushie, and people were losing their fucking minds. So it's like, yes, she's so cute. I want it now. I ordered my pre-order. I'm just like, I'm glad y'all are happy, but I just think this is weird. Like, again, I'm not going to shit on anybody for being excited about a piece of merchandise from a game that they really love. But I am going to, you know, politely disagree in my corner with my own opinions, saying to be like, I don't want this. I think it's weird. I think it's gross. That's it. I'm not saying you're gross if you want it. I think that this thing is gross. I'm happy for you, but no thank you. You know, I don't know how to word that in a way that doesn't sound like I'm trying to stop people from enjoying the thing that they love, but it's just sort of an admission and a realization that I maybe don't enjoy this thing the same way that other people enjoy things. You know, our brains just work differently, and that's it. I'm glad you guys played it and then realized that it required another playthrough. Yeah, I definitely feel like we missed out on some stuff, and the game seemed earnest enough to warrant a second playthrough. And fortunately, it was also, you know, a very quick game. I was able to get through the second playthrough on that same weekend in like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And it wasn't that big of a deal. So yeah, I'm also glad that I gave it another playthrough. I feel like I have a much better understanding of what it's about, and I feel a lot more satisfied with the cohesiveness of the entire experience. I think I probably would have had a much more lukewarm opinion of the game if I just played it once and then sort of left it at the end of our post-game discussion that we had on Saturday. I felt a lot more strongly about the game after I played it again on my own and really paid attention to things. Again, I don't think it's like gonna be anywhere near like my favorite games that I played this year, but it was definitely a notable game that I appreciate quite a bit. So there's my takes on mouthwashing. How long did that take? Hour 20? Hey, that's not bad. Yeah, that was maybe like just about an hour before I actually started talking about mouthwashing, which is what I was kind of planning on. So perfect. Yeah, I knew I wanted to sort of air my feelings about it before they slipped my mind. And I thank you all for being respectful about it, because I wasn't sure what kind of audience that I was going to be talking to. Everyone seemed, for the most part, fairly respectable when we were talking about it on Saturday. But after, I think, having my head in like a bunch of comment sections and Reddit forums, I'm just like, oh no, my take on this game better not be too hot. Like, I feel like I'm a reasonable person, but I feel crazy reading some of these comment sections. I just can't wait to see the Swansea tied to a chair plush. All right, here's the second time that you've posted this here. Oh no. Wait a minute. I feel like I've heard. Hang on. Oh wait, I gotta change my. I gotta change this again. What is this? Didn't they announce a Shrek 5 or something? Wait, this is the actual Shrek. Wait. What does the gold check mark mean? Okay. Is this the official Shrek Twitter page? I don't know. Oh, not hearing it. Why is that? Hello? Turn it up. Let's see. Nope, it just doesn't want to play through this. Why can't I hear this? Am I stupid? Does it have volume? Hang on. Am I stupid? Where is this coming from? I don't hear it. Can you guys hear it? What? Wait, hang. Okay. Do I need to hear it? Wait, what? What? Oh, this is the Shrek 5 trailer? Okay. Why isn't it working on Twitter? Okay. Hold the phone, though. If that's actual... Hang on. Uh-oh. Am I about to be upset? Am I about to, like, get off my lawn sort of thing here?
Hey, Magic Mirror, who's the fairest of them all? Why, Shrek, of course.
All right. I hate this already. I hate the fact... I hate it. Well, I hate it so much my voice cracks. I hate it when big corporations take, like, a beloved property like this and embrace the memes that the fandom put together, and that the corporation didn't really have any sort of involvement with, and now they're sort of like cashing in on it stuff in the most cheap and
The fairest of them all.
uncreative way possible. Do not tell me that's Fiona. Hang on, let me.
Oh, Dad.
Okay, Dad. Okay. What the fuck? What the fuck? Hold up. What the fuck?
Dad.
Ooh, mommy like.
What happened with... What happened to... Yeah, they all look... Oh my, oh. Yeah, like what? His face does look really soft now. Let me see. Shrek 1, I don't know. Yeah, oh, perfect. Like the original movie poster is just his face. What? Like, what? What? Okay. Shrek here, he doesn't look attractive. He doesn't look... what am I trying to say here? This is a very good character design. It's iconic. It really gives you a sense of what his personality is. And it's a little bit ugly. And that's the point, right? This looks so, like, soft and rounded off and more like just generally appealing overall to the point where it feels uncanny. It feels weird and it feels gross. Also, his daughter's giving me like Trolls vibes. They did the Trolls movies, right? DreamWorks. She looks like she's from those movies. Donkey Man. Did you see who voices the daughter? No. Let me see if I can figure it out just by hearing it again.
Ew, Dad.
Woohoo.
I'll have to listen to it more. This is also giving me like this intro here. I think what makes me so averse to it.
I Shrek, of course.
This is giving me Ralph Breaks the Internet vibes, where like the studio's like, oh, see, we're self-aware, we get it, fellow kids, and it ended up just being like a mockery of what made the original so great. I hate this vibe. It also gives me the same sort of vibe of like when they made that Megamind sequel. It's like, you asked for this, we know because we read comment sections, we're on Twitter, we're hip with it, and then they proceed to portray that in the most out of touch, unhip, unwith it, I don't know what words people use today, sort of way where it just feels so superficial and all right, I'm gonna get further than 10 seconds in, I promise.
Woohoo. Mommy like.
I cannot get over Fiona's voice. I cannot. Is she? That's not. Was it Carmen or Cameron Diaz? That's absolutely not right. In the Hunky Shrek picture, they do show his own face. You're right. Yeah, what the fuck? That's an iconic face right there. That's Cameron Diaz? What? Maybe that was just a bad line read. All right, let me see here.
Ew, Dad.
Woohoo. Mommy like.
She sounds... She sounds not white. When she reads that line, I don't know what it is about it, but like...
Dad.
Woohoo. Mommy like.
Who's making
What is that? What is that?
this stuff?
I'm not even like the biggest Shrek fan in the world, man. I think maybe I saw the third one, and maybe there's like a very latent. I either saw Shrek Forever After or heard a lot of discussion about Shrek Forever After to the point where I thought I saw it, but I really only have vivid memories of seeing the first two and kind of enjoying them as a kid. I don't have a very strong connection to the Shrek franchise, and this is upsetting me a little bit. This is actually pissing me off. 1 was great, 2 was peak. I agree. I've heard that the third one is absolute piss, and the fourth one surprisingly redeems itself to the point where everyone like denies that the third one ever existed and treat Shrek Forever After as like the actual conclusion of the trilogy. Oh God. I hate everything that's on this screen right now. This looks awful. Ew. I don't like it. It looks like DreamWorks trying to be Pixar, but in the era where Pixar is only putting out like sequel slop, you know? Like this doesn't look like Shrek anymore. Wait, hang on.
Ew, Dad.
Woohoo. Mommy like.
Who's making this stuff?
Oh, I hate this. God. Okay, we're past 10 seconds. That's good.
Shrek 5, starring Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz, and Zendaya? Oh,
Okay. Okay.
damn. Only in theaters. Christmas 2026.
They're cashing in on like the...
Starring... Whoa!
Hang on.
Shrek 5.
Cashing in on the fucking like Smash Mouth and everything. God. It's such... Just make something new, please. Stop trying to like recapture what you got in like what did Shrek 1 come out in like 2001, 2003 or something. Move on, do something else. People love the original because it's the original. They don't love it because Smash Mouth and like all of these little memes and shit. These memes exist because people love the original. Let it just be there. Let it exist and be its own thing. Stop digging it out of its goddamn grave and puppeting it around like some freaky corpse, man. Just stop. Make anything else. I know it's a hard thing to do. I know it's really hard to be creative and have original thoughts, but it's your goddamn job as an entertainment studio to make things that entertain people and not just go for the easiest thing to get a quick buck. I can't. And there's nothing in there's barely anything in this 30-second trailer, and it tells me so much about what this movie is going to be. And I hate it. I hate it so much. These all look, yeah, they look like the fucking great value versions of the Shrek characters. I just... Let things just exist, man, please. I can't. Oh, okay. Yeah, YouTube Kids, so the comments are turned off. That's probably why. Surely. Yeah. Well, actually, hang on. There's comments on Twitter. Oh. And I hate them. I hate them all. I'm ready. About time. Holy cowbells. Absolutely not. All right. Change it back, change it back, change it back. See, I don't think that this is like, I don't feel like this is an abomination of what Shrek was, but it's not, in my opinion, I guess, objectively bad looking, I guess. Like, it doesn't look as disgustingly like fight or flight response as the original Sonic, you know? It seems at worst inoffensive, uninspired and inoffensive, but it's not going to scare kids. So I don't think they're going to give them I don't think this is going to happen. Man, there is just something, and maybe it was also due to like their limited tech and stuff like that. There's something about those original characters that are, you know, pretty iconic. And also, I'm pretty sure, I feel like I've read somewhere that they intentionally designed the characters to be at least a little bit ugly, as almost as a sort of like to follow along with the theme of like the general like fuck you Disney sort of mentality that they had when making the movie. I don't know, man. This looks so ass. Heading home, keep looking handsome. I'll be around, Rook. Please stop putting Zendaya and stuff. But Zendaya is Michi. That's her whole thing. Do people have like an actual problem with Zendaya? This is outside of Spider-Man and Euphoria, which I haven't seen. This is my only other exposure to Zendaya being in things.
Zendaya is Michi, and LeBron James is Gwangi. Danny DeVito is Dargo.
Oh wait, missed it.
And Zendaya
There it is.
Michi. Gina Rodriguez is Coca. And Zendaya is Michi.
That's it. That's all I know. That is the extent of my opinions about Zendaya, honestly. It's a good song. It's got some pipes. She's in so much stuff, yeah. What the fuck is that fucking stacked ass cast for this movie I've never seen before this moment? It's just the way that animated movies are these days. They've all taken a page out of Illumination's playbook and just get the most popular celebrities to voice characters, even if they're not that good at voicing characters. She was good in Dune. I heard she's fine in Challengers. I don't think I have any negative affiliations with Zendaya. I just didn't realize it was a meme that she's in a bunch of stuff. Because despite what may have happened in years prior, I still don't watch that many movies. So I don't keep up with what the current culture is in the Zendaya-verse. Challengers, though, was that one like tennis movie or something? Yeah, I honestly don't think I have seen her in any movie other than the latest Spider-Man movies. I think that's it. I haven't seen Euphoria. If she was in it, I don't know. When's the last time I've seen a new animated movie? Like a new one. It was probably Toy Story 4. That was probably the newest animated movie I've seen. It was Toy Story 4, and that was probably there's probably a good reason as to why that was the last one. By the way, Shrek's daughter's eye colors were blue, so leading theory is that this is his trans daughter? Wait, what? Huh? What would her eye color have to do with anything like that? I honestly don't remember how the third movie ended. I know he had some sort of hallucination about having like hundreds of kids like flooding through his place. Did they only ever have like the one kid? Or is it just the fact that like whatever kid was shown in Shrek the Third, it had different colored eyes, and now they just decided to retcon it for 5? Right, he had like 3 kids or something. Shrek the Third. But they're only showing the one. I wouldn't be surprised if they were so lazy that they just retconned the fact that he had 3 kids and only decided to focus on one. Because what? They showed them the main cast of Shrek, Cameron Diaz, Mike Myers, and Eddie Murphy, and then one child, voiced by Zendaya. I wouldn't be surprised if they're just like, either they find some really easy excuse to explain why there's only one kid, or they just pretend that they've only ever had one kid. I wouldn't be surprised either way. Because it's not about respecting the property, it's about cashing in on it. They don't care about whether or not they're faithful to the source material. That is clearly not their top priority. If Zendaya is a fuck-up child that still lives with parents and 2 others moved out, I'm fine with it. Yeah, it'll be something. It'll be something that will excuse the fact that only one kid's in the house. For sure. But whatever. I'm not mad at Shrek. I am a little bit mad at Shrek 5 specifically, but most of that anger just comes from a pattern of these kinds of things constantly happening and them still getting rewarded for it. I hate nostalgia bait culture with a fiery passion these days. I hate it. Just do literally anything else. It sucks DreamWorks is crashing. Well, are they just starting to crash out? Because they've been doing some okay things, right? Right, Kung Fu Panda 4, I feel like that was the first one where people were just like, DreamWorks, oh no. Like, well, obviously, like, you'd have, like, the Boss Baby and stuff like that. So, let's see here. Yeah, everyone really loved the Kung Fu Panda trilogy. They had some, like, pretty obvious... Oh, there you go. There's Abominable starring Zendaya as Michi. They had some pretty obvious cash grabs that did a great job at grabbing some cash. I'll tell you what. Like, the Trolls movies, Boss Baby was huge. Captain Underpants actually seemed like a pretty faithful adaptation of it. I never actually watched it, but all the clips I've seen was like, this feels like Captain Underpants. Like, wow, they did a great job capturing that style. How to Train Your Dragon, beloved trilogy. I think it was a trilogy. I didn't really watch them. Although, is this the fourth one? I don't know. I just know that it's one of their most beloved IPs along with Kung Fu Panda. There's your Boss Baby TV show and stuff. More troll things. Bad Guys looked all right. I liked the style of it. Great furry bait. Puss in Boots Last Wish. Baller shit. Loved the hell out of that one. Good stuff. This is what I saw and I'm just like, no, okay, so no, this is the newest animated movie I've seen. We watched this for the movie wheel stuff. This is the newest animated movie I've seen, I think. I remember seeing some stuff about Teenage Kraken. It wasn't very successful, but hey, it's something new. It looked kind of neat. Trolls, whatever. Haven't seen it. Okay, so they haven't been crashing out for that long then. I didn't hear great things about Kung Fu Panda 4. I've heard excellent things about the Wild Robot. Sure, Bad Guys 2. No opinions about that. Dogman is more Dave Pilkey stuff. Okay, so it does seem like they're on a cliff here, and they're slowly falling down it. Shrek 5 might be the sort of straw that broke the camel's back sort of thing. But they seem to be doing okay right now-ish. It's hard for me to say because I haven't seen like basically any of their latest movies, but from what I perceive as like the general perception of a lot of their series, it seems like it. I haven't started hearing bad things about DreamWorks until about Kung Fu Panda 4. I think Bad Guys definitely has a pretty cool and unique style to it. Yeah, I think they definitely leaned into like that sort of, I don't know if you want to call it like that Spider-Verse style with like the low frame rate and stuff. I don't even think you can call it the Spider-Verse style because fucking Sony trademarks that animation process. So that's cool. Or not trademark, but copyright or patented, whatever. But yeah. Shrek 5 will make infinite money no matter what it is. That's what upsets me. That's what upsets me. I want Shrek 5 to fail drastically. I want it to prolapse its anus and shit on stage so that nobody else thinks it's a good idea to dig up these old ass IPs that are beloved by the fan base and think that they can just like make the laziest piece of shit and get rewarded for it. I want Shrek 5 to fail spectacularly to break this cycle. Please. Dogman is honestly one of the wildest and honestly a bit dark concepts for a kids movie. Really? I mean, I've seen the Dogman books in like Barnes and Noble and things. I'm just like, oh, this is kind of like the, I think I had a couple of like Captain Underpants spin-off books as a kid where it was like Dr. Diaper or some shit where it just, it looked like a comic that took or a book that took place in like the George and Harold like comic book universe, which was always silly. Dogman gets like relatively dark and serious? Really? That's interesting. What? Okay. Hang on. Well, let's look it up. Maybe one day we'll play Faith, but now you've got my curiosity.
Dogman!
When the streets are held hostage,
Break the dog! Hit the siren!
two of the city's finest must come together
Green, red, green? Wait, aren't dogs colorblind?
and fight as one.
What if we sew the dog's head onto the man's body?
Oh. Oh, I didn't know that that's what this was about.
Great idea.
Dogman! This super cop made friends, solved crimes, and even plays piano for the old folks.
Enough about this dog man. It's time to stop this super cop. He's not going to ruin my evil plans to destroy all do-gooders.
See, I just kind of like this style. I like how this looks. I didn't realize that this was that fucked up. It definitely seems like the sort of premise that like we as adults are looking at it just like, what the fuck? But a kid's just like, yeah. You know? Like what the hell?
How evil can one cat be?
Pretty evil. Dog man, listen up. You're the only one that can stop him with all your kung fu skills and your canine fortitude or whatnot. No
I like the
time to
personality
waste.
of it.
Cut it out. Stop it. Will you get out of here? Go and arrest Petey, and I don't care if it takes a montage.
I like these little diegetic things. I'm
Care if it takes a montage.
I'm pretty sure Dogman takes place in like the George and Harold like comic universe. So this is a kind of a neat way to pay homage to that.
Buckle up.
Did they really need an origin story for this thing though? Yeah, it's Dave Pilkey, or however you pronounce
Keep your
it.
eyes on those monitors. So if somebody breaks out your favorite chew toy and waves it around, you look at the monitors. And if somebody just happens to have an Eastern gray squirrel, you look at the monitor. Why do you always gotta lick the inside of my mouth?
Yeah, it looks all right. Yeah, I don't think like. Well, I mean, we'll see where DreamWorks goes with Shrek 5, but it seems like if they're crashing out, we're like on the cutting edge of it. You know, it's just so fucking funny to me that they go into the backstory of these two characters are killed in Frankenstein. That's so. Again, it does feel like the kind of fucked up thing that a child would think of and not really think about how fucking weird and dark it is, which seems kind of on brand. I feel like I would come up with an idea like that and just like think it's kind of funny or quirky, and then my mom would pick it up and just be like, what the fuck? So I could see it slightly scaring some older kids who could understand the idea of death. Oh yeah, absolutely. It seems interesting. That's hilarious though. Good lord. I just realized I've spent approximately like 2 hours on stream dressed as a priest and been doing distinctly non-priestly things this entire time, or anything related to priestliness whatsoever. All right. I'm going to go to the bathroom, so we'll play Faith soon. I'm going to go to the bathroom, get a drink, and we are going to play some Faith. The same premise on a Goosebumps book would be... Oh, absolutely. It would actually be presented as horrific. All right. I'm going to be back in a bit. God bless. Alright, another thing we're gonna do. We're gonna pull up a walkthrough for chapter 2. Because we've already completed chapter 2, and now I want to make sure I get all the documents and all the endings. Yep. Once boats hits, all right, it's gone. Wait, I think Rook had a clip at some point. Nope, I missed it. I wonder why I didn't pick that up. Oh well, we will look at it later. It's time to play some Faith. Don't you be looking for cheat codes there, boats. That ain't gonna work. Alright. Chapter 2. We will do a new game. Because we didn't even get... We missed like over 10 of the notes. We missed a lot of stuff in chapter 2, which is why I'm gonna go through it with a walkthrough now. And see if we can get our thing. And hopefully all the endings will be at the very end and we can just get them all. Sure, let's do the prologue. What is this? Oh, I see. So this is probably... I'm assuming this is the Father Garcia stuff. The file's overwritten. I don't care. Oh, wait. No, we haven't done this. Ooh, this is new. Oh, so this kind of explains how we got to... Wait, no, this is... Okay, this is immediately after chapter 1. And we crashed into a tree. Okay. So we haven't seen this yet. It's over here. Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay, we've seen this thing. Hello. Okay. When we first played this chapter, it was like, help me or save me. Oh, something's rumbling. Oh, something's coming. What is that? Stop. Get away. Oh! Okay. It's one of these. Okay. I actually wonder if I would have noticed that that thing was coming if I didn't feel the rumbling. Bye. Bye! Ugh! It begins. Alright, easy peasy enough. Thing was, is he was sneaking up on me at like the worst angle. Okay. He comes at like a weird diagonal angle and I can't like aim it diagonally, so it's tricky. Fuck you. Okay. Fuck you, Spider-Man! And hiya! We know what you did. Oh, you're looking great, little scarecrow man. Yes, you did, Rook. Just in time for us to start playing Faith. Oh, little doggy! Oh. About a week ago, we started hearing those awful noises coming from the adjacent fields. After 3 nights, the children were getting pretty scared. I told them it was just the coyotes. That 3rd night, the noises seemed closer than ever. The dogs were panicking. I could hardly approach them. Then Greta, the last of that old line, brought over by the German missionaries, broke loose and tore off into the corn. We all listened, too scared to go after her, as her barks faded away into the distance. After that, we had 2 nights of silence, besides the endless whispering of the wind blowing through the crops. But then, this morning, I stepped outside to see this fresh horror left at the edge of the field. There's something out there. You guys better not be coming to life or some shit. Oh, hello. What more could I have done? I warned them not to go into the fields. I warned them against straying too far from the sanctuary. Should I have shut them in their quarters and nailed boards over their doors? Now I am digging 6 graves here in the shadow of the church. 6 little graves. Whoop, sorry. Sorry, one sec. Boop. 6 little graves forever looking to St. William. Some of the boxes are empty. The scattered remains we found couldn't fill them all, but I know they're all gone. I know their souls were taken by that thing in the field. I will finish my gruesome work and then renounce the ministry. I don't want to see anyone from the sanctuary ever again. Not even that girl who stayed inside the house last night. I don't believe in the devil anymore. Whatever did this is much, much worse. Interesting. Okay. I wonder why this prologue was locked before we were able to actually... We had to finish chapter 2 first, and then the prologue unlocked. Okay, so this is the church that we were in chapter 2. We have a new volunteer to look after the children and take care of things around the sanctuary, Sister Belle. She came highly recommended by the main office in Hartford. Bringing her in marks the completion of the staffing of the church after all these years. The church has been very careful about letting out what happened to those children. As far as I can tell, I'm the only one who left who knows about it. Soon I'll be gone, and the sanctuary will be able to go back into service, having finally left those dark times behind. We've even received clearance to move in a new group of children. 3 next week, and another 3 sometime next month. Also, I know you're gonna hop on into Monster Hunter pretty quick tomorrow, but def gonna need to, oh god, yeah, I'm sure they'll have some things to say, honestly. Yeah, I might I might divert them just a little bit for that. Yeah, I'm sure they have plenty of things to say, and the Ruds. No, both the Ruds and Jerry will be a lot more insightful than I am, because Jerry actually has professional experience in animation, and the Ruds just have, their artistic eye and shit. I'm sure they'd have a lot to say. Jerry is an animator. Yep, I believe he went to school for it. He mostly does freelance work these days. And I'm actually not sure about his experience with like 3D animation. Oh, Jesus. But he has done like, oh shit. He has done like some 2D stuff for sure that I've seen. And he's worked at, he's been like a freelance animator for like some small mobile game studios as well, back when he lived out in San Francisco. And then he does like freelance work out in Korea while also helping out with his parents' restaurant up there. How fucking dare you all never fucking use Jerry on a game jam? He's never available for it. I would love to have Jerry in on a game jam. I think the exact same thing. But he usually has a lot more plans over the weekends, and it's a lot harder to coordinate with him across the world. Who knows? Maybe we'll get him in one of these days. Boats knew that, yeah. How dare you never participate? Yeah, you probably forget Boats because it doesn't come up very regularly. Bro, it's been 4 years, 5, yeah. I wonder if Jerry has commissions open. Ooh, maybe. I don't know. I could ask him and see. Ludum dare, more like Ludum dare, more like Ludum jare. More like Ludum bye. I'm sorry. I want to commission About Time NTR animations. depending on how cultured Jerry is, there's like a 50-50 chance he even knows what the fuck that means, Pomo. Jerry dabbles in like the weeby space sometimes, but in other ways he's like one of the most innocent creatures I've ever interacted with. So it's like a coin toss as to whether or not he would know what you would be asking for with that. It'd be funny to float his way though, just to drop that sentence and see how he reacts to it. Sister Belle seems like a naturally cheery person, but when the new children arrived, she became positively elated. She doles over them constantly, takes them on walks, and tells them stories long into the night. I've seen her engaging in strange behavior. We don't teach the children much dancing or singing besides what is found in the hymns, but I've seen the children dancing around Sister Belle in a circle from time to time. While they dance, she stands still and looks up at the sky, as if listening to something. On another occasion, I found all 6 children standing in a line just outside the cornfield. They were all looking into the fields, where Sister Belle was standing and talking to them. These odd games don't bother me too much, since she's so good with the children. Her cleaning is excellent too. As soon as she arrived, she seemed to just instantly know her way around. Uh-oh. Going to bed, because when I wake up I have Monster Hunter. Well, there you go. I'm assuming you're taking work off tomorrow, like Steven is. Have fun. I believe that's the only thing here. Well, enjoy that. Some of us will have to wait until the evening. No, nothing. Thou shalt not kill. Okay. A little cross spell. So right, left, up, down. Isn't that like the anti-Christ way to do it? Because it's usually up, down, right, left, I believe. With like your right hand, up, down, right, left. I need to unlock my Catholic upbringing, like muscle memory. So, new Father, Son, Holy Spirit. The Lord be with you and also with you. Lift up your hearts. We lift them up to the Lord. Let us give thanks to the Lord our God. It is right to give him thanks and praise. Oh, Jesus. All those call-in responses from Catholic Church are all coming back now. Yeah, so that's definitely backwards. That's a little satanic. Hello, Mr. Crossman. Nothing? They couldn't have given me a worse last case before retirement. Classic. Old Catholic Church out in the middle of nowhere. 1 missing woman, 4 missing kids, and 1 deceased old nun. The brothers and sisters, whatever the hell those people that work here call themselves, are all terrified, and worse, superstitious. All except Father Clark, who runs the place. Him and I drive along the farm roads at night, looking for signs of the missing people, and he makes for pretty good company. There are 2 kids left. Say they were asleep the night the 4 went missing. They also claim that the woman, Miriam Bell, isn't actually gone. When I ask where she is, they look at each other, then back at me, and tell me to ask her myself. Bro, you never take... Whoa. Oh no, that hasn't changed. Bro, you never take work off for launch day of a multiplayer game. Second day at best. Yeah, I guess we'll have to see what the servers are like. What the servers are like on launch day. God help you if PSN is down. Although I'm pretty sure you're playing on PC. Oh, something was there. I saw that. Right. God. Yeah, because what was the thing that like a bunch of people took like some time off for to play? I don't think it was Helldivers 2, but I do know that Helldivers 2 had like a pretty massive difficulty in connecting when it first started because it was so popular. Maybe it was it Overwatch 2? I mean, that one also had problems, but I don't recall people being like taking off work to play some Overwatch 2. They didn't expect the influx of players they got. That's understandable, I think, from like an independent studio like that. Like, yeah, they wanted their game to be successful, but like one of the most popular multiplayer games on Steam during that time successful? Probably not, you know? I can only... Oh, did I not get anything from that? I can only imagine the stress of trying to spin up more servers to get that game running. Last expansion of Destiny 2 had some major connect... Whoa, fuck! Damn it, Roka! Son of a bitch.
Mortis.
Oh, I think I had the Mortis sound alert added as well. Now that it's finally relevant. Last expansion of Destiny 2 had some major connection issues for about 2 or 3 days.
Mortis.
God, that's so much louder. Fucking Christ. Honestly, hang on. Let me... I can turn this up. What am I doing? There we go. That's a little better. If I'm gonna get shocked, y'all need to get shocked with me. Boo you. I can't be the only one who hears it loud in his ears. Okay. I swear I saw something duck underneath those bushes things when I first did this. Alright, that's gone, and then I run away. Fuck you! Okay, that's fine. I love how each year the soundboard gets refreshed and evolves with new jokes over the year. That's what I try and do. Like a new soundboard, or a new year, new soundboard. I'll keep some of the classics, but sometimes it's important to rotate out those classics. When's the last time you heard a Cena train? Been a while. Yeah. It's always nice to just like cycle them out. Just... These days, there's a lot more sound bites of us on the soundboard, which in the past it's normally been Jerry sounds, but I've kind of been on an unintentional roll this year, which is unfortunate. This morning we found 3 very odd objects around the church. The best way I can describe them would be large, life-size dolls made of sticks and dead tree branches. Someone must have placed them there while we were sleeping. Hoodlums, maybe? Or a group of weirdos? The kids seem fixated on these doll things. They stare out the window at them all day. I even heard them shout that they saw Miriam standing out around them. But when I looked, there was nobody there. Maybe it's the strange behavior of the kids, or the hours of driving these farm roads at night. But this place is getting to me. I keep having the same nightmare where I'm standing outside the church, looking out into the fields. I can see people looking back at me through the rows of corn, their bodies painted red. Oh wait, so they actually are like red colored people? They're not just like red is a bad guy, so uh-oh. How long until we collect German Steven and German Andrew, I wonder? Ooh. I wonder if there are any valuable sound bites from Andrew's German accent from the... Oh god, these guys are gonna kill me, right? From the accent stream. That's another thing that I'm gonna have to make a highlight reel of. I believe the KJ... Oh, hello. The KJ Room Raiders highlight reel is like basically done. But I'm going through the... I'm going full YouTuber with it, so I'm gonna try and make like a custom thumbnail and shit before I put it up. It should hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see, be up by the weekend. Accent stream reel is gonna be more of a lowlights reel, let's be honest. Well, now. Uh-oh. Wait, why did this go away now? Wait, I thought I could go in there now. Shit. Yeah, it's not gonna make us look the greatest, that's for sure. Oh, what the hell? Do I need to do this thing again? I just wanted to see what was up there. We do this. Okay, we do have to just redo this. All right, fine. Weird. And now this opens. All right, it's just a little glitch. And down we go. Oh, no? Also, I did this week come across a certain Wubby video. No, I didn't. Well, you'll see in the at the beginning of stream, Steven was like, "Nope." Steven was like, "I think I see where you're getting you're stealing your content from." Steven, I'm like, "Hey now," because I did see that video before we did the accent stream. I was like, "I think there's a way that I can spin this to make it actually fun for like a group of people." God, I just about died laughing when I saw Wubby attempt for like a half a second to do a Chinese accent. And he's just like, no, that was a mistake. Oh, was it not the Wubby video where... Oh, it was the Wubby video where I got the idea. I don't know if it sounded like I said something different. It definitely was. Yeah. And I do have plans for a couple of other Wubby-inspired content things. I have an idea for another common thing that he'll do is one of his streamer buddies will put together like a game show in the form of like a slideshow and have him guess certain things. Generally, it revolves around like his viewers, like which viewer, based on these selfies, does this person's room belong to, or something like that. Since I don't have a huge audience like Wubby, I would have to do something different for that. And what I'm thinking is I'm going to compile a list of a bunch of like Zoomer slang and internet slang, and maybe sprinkle in a little bit of like VTuber slang and Korean slang for Jerry to give him a little bit of an edge, and then try and get my boomer ass friends who aren't nearly as terminally online as I am to guess or define what those terms are. Because the Ruds will have a bit of an advantage for having like a Gen Z sister that they'll sometimes get some information from. Jerry will have an advantage when I just throw in some random like K-pop or Korean slang in his language. And I will have fun fucking with all of them by throwing up a bunch of VTuber slang and shit. I think that would be kind of fun. But I would have to put that together at some point. I should have known this place was no good. The signs were all around me. The disappearances, the creepy twins, the life-size stick dolls. 4 of them. Around 2 in the morning, we woke up to the sound of an old woman cackle coming from the hallway outside the kids' room. Oh, outside the kids' room. I know this sounds crazy, but when we get out the hallway, the laughing was coming from a painting of the Virgin Mary. We thought we had just lost our minds. Just then, we heard a loud noise coming from the chapel. We got there just in time to see Miriam dragging the kids down the stairs leading to the basement. I drew my service weapon, but was stopped by Father Clark. He said something about God's work and headed down the stairs, sealing the opening to the stairs behind him. The stairs don't seem to open from this side. All I can do is wait. I can't describe the noises I heard down there, but one thing is certain. The devil is real. To anyone reading this, please, for the love of God, don't go down into that basement. Well, I know where I'm going. Eventually, because surely I can't fit down there. Oh, okay, the window's open now. Or the window's not broken now. Surely you guys are going to be cool, right? Oh, yeah, they're cool. They're cool. They're cool. It's fine. Be cool. Just be cool. Down I go. Darkness surrounds thee. Oh no, I don't like the flashlight though. The flashlight sucks ass. Oh, god damn it. Oh, I hate the flashlight. It's so limiting. Oh, this seems bad. Oh, fuck. Oh, there's that. Die. Whoa. Whoa! Fuck off. Fuck off. Ow! Oh, God. Nope. What? Oh! Die. Okay, I think we got him. Sweet. Okay. Any of these skellies have a story to tell? No? Okay, I think we just go back. Okay. Seems fine. I'm fine leaving this. Hello? Oh no. Here is the ritual of the door to hell. Let no brother or sister utter it. Thank you for the follow, Healy. He that is a master of spirits. Let these spirits that follow the dragon be put into the effigy of the accursed. I'm on the front page? What? Why? How? What category? Am I on the front page of like faith streamers? Because I feel like that's like there's like maybe 3 other people. Well, cool. That's kind of neat. Happy to have you here, Healy. Let 3 spirits that follow the dragon be put into the effigy of the accursed. Only then can it be purified. You will know when it is time, when its eyes glow red. To enter the unseen world, destroy the purified effigy with fire. Then shall the door to hell be opened. This is the ritual of the door to hell. Let no brother or sister utter it. 3 left to 8. Oh, wow. Holy. Really, this seems like a cool game. It does, right? It seems really neat. It's got like that, that sort of, I don't even know, would you even call it 8-bit? It's like Atari 2600 ass aesthetic, but then it'll break out into like some rotoscoped animations and things. It's really cool. All right. Do I need to know 3 spirits that follow the dragon be put into the effigy of the accursed? All right. We'll figure it out. Surely we'll figure it out. Okay. Let's just follow the child. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, that was the prologue. I see. That was a longer prologue than I was expecting. Classic. Okay. How do I up my score then? Father Garcia, you're hereby instructed to release Michael Davies from your custody and return from his hotel to his home immediately. Hey, I'm trying, Boca. Mr. and Mrs. Davies have already been contacted by our office. A representative of the church is currently en route to their home to discuss compensation in return for their discretion. You will meet our representative there and accompany him back to Rome. Colonel Gifford. Okay, let me just... Alright, so now we're in, like, chapter 2 proper. So, there's one note. We've got it. Okay, so we're not going to miss anything here, it seems like. Wait, so did the game only have 2 chapters? No. It has 3. I was planning on spending this stream replaying chapter 2 to get some of the other endings and get the rest of the documents. I didn't realize how long. That was the prologue of chapter 2 that we just played. And that only unlocks when you beat chapter 2, weirdly. So now we're starting to replay chapter 2 before we get to chapter 3, just because I want to see what the other sort of endings are like. Yep, okay. Then we'll go down here and deal with Michael. Hey, Michael. No, Michael. The fuck did you call me? Die, bitch, die! Yeah, see, he has like he has like a brown cross, whereas, and I think we had this kind of cross as well in chapter 1, but when we were playing like the prologue and shit, our cross was like just a white. I don't know what's up with that. So there was another thing that was through here that apparently doesn't seem important according to the walkthrough. Like the this closet's open now, and when we go into it and take a left, I don't know, we get something. And then when we leave, a little cross falls. At least I think it does. It should have. It did last time. Oh, whatever. Okay, there it goes. And then this whole thing. Hey, Michael. Hey. Yeah.
Theo, what have you done? You can't hide from good evil.
No, you
You
can't.
shall reap the wrath of the Almighty.
Or you'll get hit by a semi. One of the two. I forgot he shimmies away like that. It's 2 a.m. on a Sunday. Okay, and then this is just the tutorial. All right, I'm just going to make sure I don't miss anything. John Ward, grab the note at the top of the screen. Go to the screen to the right where the deer comes in and exercise the deer in front of the tree. Okay, we definitely missed that one. Oh wait, hang on. Maybe I had to go up, and then where I see the deer, I follow it. Yeah, okay, so we accidentally looped back. So we go this way, and we see a deer pop up somewhere, right? Yeah. Okay. Go to the screen to the right where the deer comes from and exercise the deer. Oh, you know what? I did do this one because the deer was on a tree. Right. Beep, 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 beep. Notice, aviso. The current investigation being conducted at Gallup Cemetery by the State of Connecticut Historical Society has been postponed until further notice. In the interim, we ask the public to avoid the cemetery grounds, the surrounding woods, any wildlife, and any unidentified persons roaming the area. Thank you for your patience. Alright. Exercising the tombstones at the top right of the entrance scene. Okay. We got that one as well, I believe. I shook hands with the devil. I looked him in the eye. He looked like a long-lost friend. Alright. And then this one. Dearest disciple, verily, not everyone who says, Lucifer, Lucifer, shall inherit his kingdom. You must first conjure his demon. You must then serve his demon. You must then walk amongst the children of the men and his demon. Thus shall you receive the blessing of the unspeakable. Return to the Save family tomb whenever you are in need of rest. Gary. Alright, we got that one. We'll save your progress. This is a safe zone. Don't worry about the figures inside. Yep, I'm aware of that. Approach the mirror for a cutscene. Yep. Okay, and then we just do these demons in any order. Look at that. Neat. Alright, now we need to get these 3 little spirits here. Go from the left. Yep. Fog maze. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so now the rest of these, it looks like, will... Okay, cool. Now we can just play normally and just fight these old demon things. Wasn't there... I think there was something down here, actually. Oh yeah, this is where one of them is. Hello. Go away. Ah! Alright, buddy. Alright. I didn't think you'd be that fast. Oh, no, I gotta do this again. Get the old cutscene. Looky. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Actually, don't even think we need to fight this thing, but we'll do it anyway. Fuck you! Don't come at me. Oh, he's sticking around the fog, eh? Oh, he is sticking around the fog. I see. And then when he runs out of fog, he runs to somewhere else. Aha! He just wants to stay in the fog, I see. That's easy then. Bye. Losing Grandpa was the hardest thing that I ever experienced. We were really close. I cried about it for weeks. Then my stepmom introduced me to some of her friends. They asked me, "Would you like to see your grandfather again?" I missed him so much. I was willing to try anything. That night, my stepmom drove me to one of her friends' house. They took me down to the basement. I saw my grandfather in there. Only it wasn't actually him. When I tried to run, they closed the basement door and locked me in. I can't remember much else from that night. My stepmom's friends are always coming by the house now. They tell me I have a debt to pay. They say they have to work for me to do. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Alright, let's see. Right, up, left, up, I believe was the coordinates. Right. Up. Left. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Up. I'm glad you got that out just as I was on like the third of 4. All right. Aha! What? Okay. Thought I fucked it up for a sec. No. Stay back. Easy peasy. I've been freed. No more overbearing father turned violent alcoholic. No more hiding my bruises and cuts. No more pills and needles. No more getting laughed at and kicked around. They'll never laugh at me again. By day, my body withers away, but by night, my mind explores forbidden worlds of power and knowledge guided by beings of pure darkness. I have been trusted with secret knowledge of the demon seal. I have learned the correct conjuring sign, drawing the inverted star along the rocks arranged in 5, first at the top left point and then down. I will lure them into the woods, then I will show them my power. What's interesting about this game is, obviously the subject matter is extremely dark and fucked up, especially when it comes to, like, violence against children and whatnot. And yet, and it's pretty graphically, like, at least described. But I'm looking at the Switch case, or at least I was, and this game's only rated T for teen. It must just be because of how it's depicted with its visuals. Like, maybe that's what's preventing it from getting that classical M rating that you would normally see from horror games that have, like, themes like this. But even I feel like a lot of horror games tends to shy away from violence against children for some reason or another. Oh, they should make a Michael U2's plush. Absolutely. Dude, that would sell so fast. I wouldn't, well, I might be saying this too soon, but some sort of Father Garcia merch would be hilarious, because I think he's the priest that I saw that like shotgun gif of. Hello, Frogman. Go away. There actually is a, oh fuck. Ah shit, I forgot how high he goes. There is, shut up. There is a fan gamer section for Faith, I believe. I have no idea what they sell for it, but I'm really glad that they're pretty generous with their checkpoints, considering that one touch will kill. All right, come here, you little umbilical frog. Yep, I'm just gonna go way up here. No, you ain't reading me like that. Oh fuck. Nice. I learn from my mistakes sometimes. Oh shit. Get out of here. Y'all have no faith in me. I'm dressed to impress, and you still think I'm gonna fuck it up. Nobody was thrilled when I got pregnant. Not even a little happy. Even my doctor seemed to be judging me. Each time I'd leave the doctor's office, I'd see the strange woman across the street. All she'd do is stare at me and smile. No words, just a big warm smile. Somehow it made those oh wait, I don't have the I don't have any rewards on. They're on now, sorry. All she'd do is stare at me and smile. No words, just a big warm smile. Somehow it made those visits a little more bearable. I forgot, okay? I forgot. They're on now, so they're there. After I lost the baby, I saw her again across the street from the doctor's. Her smile was as big as ever, but somehow not as warm and friendly as I remember. Yesterday I was walking and was shocked to see the woman standing in the middle of the path. Now she was pregnant. She beckoned towards me. I followed her, off the path, into the woods. That's when I met Gary. Yeah, I felt like I was having too easy of a time. Just be like, oh, they're being so nice to me today. No, it's just because I couldn't do anything. All right. Let's get that. Let's get that last little. Let's get our little key here. Hey, oh! Easy peasy. All right, now let's see. Boss fight, demon move towards you, touches you, die, damage rates, yep. Alright, that's the fog maze, it's the mist demon, and then the cord demon. Oh, wait, we missed one. Note 7. Let's go grab it. Is it this one? Nope. There's one of these tombstones. I think it's that far right one. Unless it's this one? Nope. I love the little blood drips. You. No? Okay. One of these two. Come on. Oh no. Exercising the tombstone along the pathway to the purple skull. Continue around the bend and up a screen, then exercise the purple skull gateway in the north. Yep. Shit, hang on. Go down the screen, exercise the second tombstone downwards. Oh, I see. There's one of these ones. This one. No. This one. Haha! It is with great sadness that the Sterling community announced the passing of Cindy Marie Martin, 38, and Robert Kimball Martin, 40. Devoted husband and wife, and beloved parents, their lives tragically came to an end on September 21st due to an accident in their home. Bob was a training advisor for the United States Navy, and Cindy was a CPA, and more recently, a stay-at-home mother. They were married March 12, 1969, in Ballintown. Though not particularly religious, they taught their children to be kind, generous, and involved in the community. A public closed-casket memorial will be held at the Tillinghast Funeral Home at 10 a.m. Thursday. Burial services will be proceeded shortly after. Bob and Cindy are survived by their daughter Amy and their twin boys, Nate and Jason. Okay, so this is where things get a little bit contradictory, because it seemed like Amy was the victim of some sort of ritual from whatever cult that Gary's a part of, and she was volunteered by her parents to basically forced to participate in that. And this is saying that they weren't particularly religious. There was some sort of accident at home. I'm not sure what happened there. Probably something to do with the ceremony going wrong or something, because Amy got kind of fucked up by that. Especially considering the fact that it's going to be some sort of closed casket funeral. Something definitely got fucked up there. Oh, this is interesting. I like that. So when you stand still, the blood droplets will keep falling, so you'll actually like make a small puddle if you stay there. That's a really simple but pretty neat effect. All right, we'll do a little savey save. All right. We got the cord demon. Saving in the family tomb. First secret. Upon returning to the tomb, you'll get a checkpoint and a cutscene will occur where you walk in the mirror. Yep. If you want the good ending, you don't need to worry about this part. If you want the third ending, or just want note 9, there's something we must do before we continue onward. Oh, well, hang on. Shit. Unless I've already fucked something up. Returning to the safe family tomb. Yep. A cutscene will occur when you walk up to the mirror. If you want the good ending, you don't need to worry about this part. If you want the third ending or just want note 9, there is something we must do before we continue onward. Okay, there are 3 endings to the game. There are 3 evil acts you can do over the course of the story. The good ending requires you do none of them. Shit. The second ending will occur if you do some, but not all of them. The third secret ending will occur if you do all 3. Well, we'll do all 3 then. Because I think one of the bad things was that I killed all these kids. Please pardon those sections of the guide being located at the end. Part of the reason is that the Steam guide is to have short character limit. Okay, yada yada yada. Okay, well, let me see I want to see the endings real quick. Where's the endings? Okay. Right. Let me just do a quick good ending. Okay. In your altered state, go down 1 screen to the right and enter the bridge. Ending 3 occurs also getting part of Pendejo. Oh, this isn't very helpful. All right, we're just gonna go for all of the notes, I guess. Okay, we'll just keep going north. Fuck it. Through the gate we go. Right. Oh, right. Isn't this tree like... I think this tree is... Yeah. Shit. This is a really nice sort of screen here. I don't think any of these trees are actually evil. They just put that there to fuck with you. God damn it. She guards the door to the underground purgatory. I have not seen her. Children fear her. And then I think there's nothing really in the corn maze or in the corn section here outside of like the scarecrow that asks for help. Yeah, I'd like to, but oh, I still get a note from that. Okay. I had to come back. I had to walk through the corn one last time. I wasn't sure what I would find. The dogs? The children? The thing that took them? It had been 5 years. I couldn't even find the little graves anymore. I just walked in that field until I found that stupid grinning scarecrow. As I listened to the night wind blowing through the crops, it was like the scarecrow was mocking me. I turned around to go back, and that's when I heard it behind me. Well, it was more like I felt it. I didn't dare turn around. We just stood there. Me, the scarecrow, and the doomed child. Finally, I mustered up a tiny bit of courage and turned to look. It immediately fled in the opposite direction, crashing through the rows of corn. I ran too. What little I saw of it drained my blood from my face and made my skin crawl. I say it because whatever I was looking at didn't have a face, just a bloody gaping hole. Alright, so that's what we saw in the prologue then. Okay. Danger, you will be hunted in this area once we get into the church. Great. Alright. There's a note just by the entrance to the right. Pick it up. Yep. Right into the church. Okay. The note gives us instructions on how to handle the D-mail skulking around here. Walk the church from room to room, and maybe you will see her. She will move when you do, but never try to trick her. Okay. Oh, I think I did this by accident. The spindly lady. You may have noticed the candles on the ground. They lie on the floor in the same pattern in every room in the church. They serve as a sort of mini-map indicating presence in rooms. Oh. If you're on the entrance room, you will always see the candles at the bottom middle because that candle represents the entrance room. What am I confused? Okay, yada yada yada. Okay, I don't think I... I don't think I need to know how this works. Alright, fuck it. Let's go. Confess thy sins.
Discombobulate.
I can still read this. Day 1 of our paranormal investigation into the Snake Meadow Hill Church. We've got 3 cameras, a box of tapes, and enough beer and beef jerky to last us a week. You tried, Golly. On our way, we asked some of the locals about the church. It was mostly stories we had heard before, evil spirits dragging children into the cornfield and secret tunnels under the chapel. But there was this spindly lady game that we hadn't heard of yet. Apparently, it has to do with summoning the spirit of a woman who used to take care of the orphans back in the 50s. There was even an old rhyme they told us. Walk the church from room to room and maybe you will see her. She will move when you do, but never try to trick her. Awesome. We're going to try the game tonight as soon as we get settled in. Alright, so these candles evidently mean something, but I was able to complete this without ever really knowing what they meant. Ah! Gotcha, bitch. Night 3. Shouldn't have come here. Tape's missing. Lars stuck in the basement door. Lars stuck behind the basement door. Henry hasn't come back yet. Can't leave anyway. Okay. And then we can go through here. Oh, right, this stuff.
Pray for me, Father, for I have sinned. What sins have you done to confess? I tried to save a girl from evil, but my fears overcame me. I turned my back on the ministry and broke my vows to God. A year later, the girl reached out to me again, but in the end, I couldn't save her.
So this is Amy and stuff
her
from
to
chapter
die.
1.
I am sorry for me and my past sins. Thou hast said will.
Wow, that's fucked up.
Bring the child to me, preferably sanctification, and thou shalt have the peace thou seekest. Give thanks to the Lord for his good, for his mercy endures forever.
And also with you. Also with you. Peace be with you. Ada! Night 1. We still haven't found a way into the basement, but we found something just as cool. A secret passage in the old confession booth, leading to this hallway. Henry's going into that town to spy a crowbar. We'll see if he can't get those boards off of some of these doors. But that's not even the best part. We caught an EVP. We can't hear it on the tape very well, but to us, it kind of sounded like laughing. Thank God we brought the nice mic. We'll review it on the sound gear once we get back into town. Alright, we'll leave here. And then we'll go up to the chapel where there's going to be another note. Ups a daisy. Oh, there's no way to the left side like there normally is. That's interesting. Uh-oh, something's here. Fuck off. Damn it!
Mortis.
So apparently whenever there's one candle showing, the spindly lady shows up. Which doesn't seem that difficult to deal with. She kind of just like moves around a little bit. I don't know what her actual like gimmick is. Boop. Okay, she's not here now. That's fine. Because I just want this window. Yeah. Boop. Night 2. We're gonna be rich. We've caught supernatural stuff on camera before, sure. Doors opening on their own, things falling off shelves, but nothing like this. Tonight, while we were trying the spindly lady game again, one of the candles on the floor lit up by itself as soon as Lars walked into the room. It was nuts, and we got it all on film. We're gonna make a fortune selling this to the TV stations. Alright. Alright, we're still safe. Okay. From the ground of the entrance to the church basement. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we're good. Boop. No spindly lady yet. We're all good. Watch the candles. Right. I never really quite understood what the significance of this eyeball was. Okay. It's all fine. She's still not here. I think we can just go to the basement now. No? Wait. Eh? There's another optional secret we can do if you want the notes or the third ending. Go to the second secret evil section first. Okay, what's the second secret evil? Hang on. Second secret evil, return to the cornfield. Oh. Oh wait, we have to deal with the spindly lady first. So let's figure out where she is. Oh, I think she's up. Aha, she's up here. No? Well, where the fuck is she then? I should keep moving. Oh, she must be in the top right. Oop. I do not understand these candles at all. There she is. Okay.
Mortis.
Oh, come on. Are you serious? Thanks, Roka. God. 4 seconds is a lot longer than it ever sounds. Jesus Christ. Because I'm pretty sure that's as long as the Wii menu lasts. Son of a bitch. All happens so fast. Alright. Yada 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 yada. Great. Cool. That's fine. I don't understand these candles. I don't get it. But when there's one candle showing, that's when she shows up. So that's what we're dealing with. Looks like she's in the bottom left. Okay. Oh, okay. So one of the candles, I'm the middle candle here. She's in the bottom left right now. Oh, now she's here. All right, this is fine. Okay. And then she flies this way. We're good. Okay. Oh, this isn't that bad. No. She's just fast, is all. Oh, be closer, bitch. Okay. Nope. And she comes for me, and then I... Ha-ha. Yep. Uh-huh. Oh, God. That's dangerous. Uh-huh. Get fucked. Damn right I'm a heretic. Alright, so we're going to grab this letter real quick. Oh, there's no letter. Okay. So now, apparently, we go outside into the cornfield for something. Now that the spindly lady is gone. Yes, I'll help you. Hello? I'm a bad man. What are you talking about? Hang on. I'm a good guy. Hello? Yeah. Da! Wait, what? What am I supposed to do here? Go to see north. Wait. Child runs away when you're looking at them. So go one screen to the north and then back down. As long as you don't look at the child now, it will continue to... Huh? How would I figure that out? Alright, so I can't look at the child. That's weird. I guess that's kind of what... Nope, we're good. Haha, you fucking thought. I don't... Wait, do we just go back to the church? Where am I taking you? Oh, I'm taking you somewhere real nice, kid. I think. Carefully steer on the side, see him look at the child. Oh, we go to the confessional booth. We're going to the confessional booth. Oh, right, because they said bring me the child. That's right. Come here, buddy. I know where we're going. Uh-oh. In you go. Go ahead. Get it. Woohoo! Oh, this thing, this seems similar to the one that was in chapter 1. It wasn't that bad. Unless... Oh, God. I think I got it. Nope. Die, bitch!
Discombobulate.
No! Oh, it's fine, it's fine. Oh, God, it's so fast. Ah!
More this.
Shut up! Do I get a save point for that? Hopefully I can just go in there. Can I just go in there? Do I have to do the kid thing again? This is the last thing I'm doing. I'm gonna finish this boss and then that's the stream. I don't think I'll have time to finish all of chapter 2. Yes, I'll help you. No, I'm not. I'm good. I'm a good person. I'm a good boy. You can trust me, little child. Come here. Where are we going? Oh, we're going to a real fun place. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be so cool. Bye-bye. There you go. All right. Yep. Oh, you're so fast. Oh. Fuck. Okay. Oh, you kind of blend in. All right. And now he like... God, he chases... Whoa! Sometimes he chases for so long. Okay. This is a similar kind of boss that we fought in chapter 1, though. It must be a manifestation of something. Where is he? There he is. I see you, bitch. Okay. Alright, some more of this, then. Oh, asshole. Oh, come on. And he's still coming. He is not phased in the slightest. Hey! God. Lord, give me strength. Woo! Okay. Oh, he's so fast. Get out of here. What we got? Subject is suffering from delusion. In John's mind, he plays the role of the hero sent by God to protect the innocent, in order to escape the consequences of his actions. He has created his own reality. In order for everything to make sense, he needs to believe in the evil spirits and paranormal occurrences. I recommend an in vivo approach until we can get John to accept the truth. And for the love of God, please have Miss Martin transferred to another facility. Somehow John knows that she is in here with him. Okay, so in like these sort of bad ending situations, like everything that we're fighting in terms of like demons and things are delusions, essentially. I wonder how that plays in with Amy, though, because it does seem like actual terrible things are happening to her. But What's our role in that shit? All right, so we committed the second evil. Maybe I'm down for a little bit more. Oh, right, it's the fucking basement. Son of a bitch. Yep. Right. It was fucking this puzzle. Jesus, okay. Into the basement we go. Darkness surrounds thee. Take that. This is talking about the 2 o'clock stuff. And then we have this little clock puzzle here. Boop. Okay. So we have that. Yeah, we got this. I think I have it on the side here. So we start here. And then we go to here. And then here. And then I believe we go up. And then to the swirly. And then up. And then over. And then over. And then down. Bazinga. Mother of demons. From the in the center of the ritual circle is another note. Okay. Yep. All right. So we just go up to the center. Oh, right. So we go to the center of the ritual circle, and then that's where we get the little mind bendiness. Boom. 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 Ooh, a little outhouse. We go in? No. Oh, wait, that's where we came out of. Oh, I guess we go down. They always get me. Alright, and this is the note where it's basically like the newspaper clipping, which is a nice little effect. I always love this, how you're just like reading it, and then as it gets more and more fucked up, the music starts to change, and then I have to slowly skim through it. A lot of spooky Latin. And then obviously we get the little Satan cross. Oh no! I'm here, John. There's Amy. This was always a neat little cutscene. Okay. I think I fucked something up here the first time. So we're this little demon boy. And we have to find our way to like the road, wherever that was. Oh, it was here. Okay. So, we go up here. My mistake was crossing this road and turning back into John. I'm supposed to go immediately back down. And now we get to have our little fun. Hello! Ah! I don't know what this accomplishes. Oh! Oh, come on, really? Okay. In your altered state, go down one screen and right once, then up, enter the bridge. Another component ending 3 occurs here, and it's also part of getting the Pendejo achievement. Again, you will lock out of the good ending. Okay, the third evil, to walk as his demon. I'm pretty sure we did it. Oh, wait, no. First, don't forget to grab the key, because you'll need it later. After the cinematic, you'll be leaving a trail of blood behind you. We're going back to this. Oh, shit. We already locked ourselves out of ending 3. We forgot to do the first evil. See the dark, move back down, move dark, it is. Go through it, broken down car. When they see they flee, such they'll die. When they flee, you can still catch up to them, and you're fast enough. After, if and only if they've both been killed, the truck will drive into frame a short while later. If you want to progress on the Pendeo achievement of the game, let the truck hit you. Otherwise, escape or back down. You continue into the bridge. Okay, so we just need to survive that. What did you clip? I don't know what this accomplishes. Oh! How many times have I been hit by that goddamn truck? Son of a bitch. Alright, so I think I go down. So it looks like I can survive that. So I go down. No? Where do I go? Oh, okay, we're here. And then we go down. And we'll just commit a real quick double homicide. It'll be real quick. 1, 2. Do it, I dare you. Do it, pussy. Do it, pussy, I dare you. Ah ha ha ha, you dumb bitch. I'm smarter than you, game. Even though this doesn't matter, there was another evil that we had to commit in chapter 1 when our eye was bleeding. Which actually means that we were on our way to the good ending if we didn't give up that child. Oh well. Oh well. Death awaits. Hello? Ooh, a candy tunnel, right? Alright, let me go back here. Alright, the candy tunnel. Go 1 screen north next to the skeleton. Alright, that's Alright, so we get this one. I guess we're just going for an all notes achievement here. 2 more dead discovered outside Candy Tunnel near Sterling. 2 more bodies have been recovered from the drainage ditch under Snake Meadow Hill Road outside Sterling. The notorious Candy Tunnel, known in the area to be a home to addicts, gangs, runaways, and the indignant, has been the site of several grisly discoveries over the past 3 months. Since May, 5 bodies have been recovered from the drainage ditch leading to the tunnels. Authorities are being pressured by concerned citizens to search the tunnels amid fears of a possible connection to Joe Bauman, aka the Candy Store Killer, who has claimed 8 victims in Connecticut and Rhode Island over the past year. Pretty good body count. We will wind up in a different entrance somehow. This is where we will exercise another skeleton. Multiple officers wounded, 1 dead in sewer tunnel shootout. Law enforcement officials are reporting multiple officers down, including 1 deputy who was fatally wounded after an exchange of gunfire in the sewer tunnels near Snake Meadow Hill Road, also known as the Candy Tunnel. Witnesses say they heard the shots approximately 10 minutes after the police raided the tunnels, where suspect murderer Joe Bauman, aka the Candy Store Killer, was alleged to be hiding. At this time, it is not known how many officers have been wounded, although it has been confirmed that 1 officer has been killed. Officials are not saying if Bauman was wounded in the exchange, and efforts are being made to recover the casualties from the tunnels. Okay. Once you've got both, go north. The Satin Lives room. Okay, yeah. So we got this stuff. Okay, so that's a little bit of foreshadowing of us about to get so totally murked by that guy later. Oh, I see. All right, there's this stuff. When you see it, don't move. Classic. I think this is like the only time this happens. Did I say mother? I'm sorry. So no bitches. Okay. Go run screen to the right. Yep, the payload room. Alright, we are in the payload room. From the room following the right sewer pipe. Okay. Alright, so we just go right from here. There it is. And then I think we get ambushed here as well when we come back. When I was a boy, my nana used to tell me old legends about the dragons, trolls, and demons that lived up in the mountains of Norway. In those old tales, the people were never strong enough to kill the monster, so instead they would sacrifice one of their own and to appease it. Keep it satisfied. It was like a deal with the devil. One sacrifice per year, so that the beast would not come down from the mountain and slaughter the entire village in one night. There was no candy store killer. What we're dealing with is not even human. When I got separated from the other officers, I saw the damn thing dragging what was left of Jenkins down into its lair. That's when I understood. The bums and the tweakers, the ones with grid, and the child prostitute runaways, they'll eventually come back to the tunnels. They always do. It can have them for all I care. Nobody wants them around except maybe that thing. And I tell you what, I hope to God it never gets tired of them. Oh, I guess we're good. Okay. So, I think we just go left here. Leftmost area behind the pipe wall. Yep, okay. So we do go up there eventually. Although, I thought we needed like a... No, we can go up there. We don't need a flashlight yet. Ahui! This is as far as I'll go to hide my stash. Nobody goes past the first pipe. Nobody except those strange people with their bodies painted red and their eyes like animals. Twice a month they come and pass right through into the deeper tunnels. Sometimes I can hear them yelling or chanting. Sometimes I hear something like an old woman laughing. Sometimes I hear things that aren't even human. Whatever they are, they sound really, really big. And then we get ambushed. Back, demon! Satin lives. And then we just go up here. Up. Do we get ambushed here? I don't think so. Up's a doozy. Ba-da-ba-bum. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-bum. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. All right, perfect. Little save point here. We'll probably call it here. I will see if we will. Maybe I'll finish chapter 2 on my own time, and then we will do one more playthrough of Faith next week. We'll cap it off with a chapter 3 run through, and then any other extra endings or extra notes and things I will get on my own, because it might be a good time for us to move on, unless people are interested in it. I don't know. I'm kind of just making an early judgment call. I do want to see this game through to the end, but it might be tedious if I play through these chapters multiple times just to get these things. Who knows? I will maybe give a pulse test on next week when we continue. So I will probably. Ooh. Cool. I'll probably finish up the rest of chapter 2 because we have already seen basically everything in it. And then we'll go through new content with chapter 3. That, I think, will be my plan. But until then, it's about time we giggity get on out of here. See where we're going. Looks like Rook is playing Shift Happens. I feel like I've heard of that game before. Maybe I've seen him playing it. Anywho, tomorrow is going to be a Monster Hunter Wilds stream. I'm probably going to do my character creation and some tutorial stuff off stream so that we can just jump right into some questing. Steven is probably already playing it. He took tomorrow off to play the game for as long as he possibly can. So he will be far ahead of us, but that's okay. Saturday, if I can persuade the boys to step away from Monster Hunter for a little bit, we will continue the saga of Kenneth Jr. On WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. Or we'll play more Monster Hunter. We'll see how they feel. But that'll be the plan for the weekends, and then more development on Sunday. So that's the whole week there. Yeah, I think that's it. Don't do anything that God would be sad to see, and I'll see you later. Love you, miss you, mean it. Later, Cabbage Patch. Adios.